Morning guys, it's Darren the window cleaner, Green Pro Cleaner Limited, window cleaning in Nottingham and Derby. Today a short video about employment and when is the right time to employ help. Now some window cleaners will want to carry on as a one-man band for the rest of their days, earn a very good living and basically be their own man, do their own thing without the responsibility of employees or helpers. I use the inverted commas because I'll get back to that in a minute. And that's all well and good. That's entirely their prerogative. I know several of these lads and top lads. Then others want to grow a business. They want to expand, build the empire, take on employees, take on more vans, so on and so forth. Now, recently on the forum, and this isn't to insult or degrade anybody, there was a post by somebody who has a domestic cleaning company, I think it is, and they were looking for a window cleaner in the London area who must be flexible with their working hours, must be able to do about 40 hours a week all told for them, sometimes on a Saturday if needs be, must have their own van, must have their own hot water-fed pole system, and on and on and on went the list of demands. Yet this person was supposed to be self-employed, working for this domestic cleaning company. The problem with that is there was a very famous case on the radio, in the papers, etc., of Pimlico plumbers down in London, and not to do with window cleaning, of course, plumbing. They hired their lads on a self-employed basis and recently lost judgments big time, and I mean big time, in the courts, having to pay back pays for holidays, tax, national insurance, etc., so on and so forth. The downside to off-the-books hiring, these people hire lads cash in hand and go, oh yeah, he's top lad, he'll never stitch me up, he'll never do this, he'll never... Setting that lad as an accident whilst on a job site working for you, trust me, the phone's going to be ringing with, oh yes, we understand that, Mr. Brown's had an accident whilst working for you, and, so we need to get a copy of your insurance certification, etc., blah, 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 and so on and so forth. The minute that the taxman goes after them saying, oh well, what were you doing during this period because we're struggling to reconcile your books properly? Oh well, I was working for Squeegee Kings over in such and such. I said Squeegee Kings simply because I've just invented that as a company name, so if there is anyone out there called that, I do apologise, I'm not referring to you specifically, and so on. And the problem with having cash in hand helpers is also, how do you account for where you've spent that cash when it comes to the end of the year, to your bookkeeping, so on and so forth? Now, one of the questions that crops up is, when is the right time to hire somebody? And my answer to this is, I've had lads saying that they're thinking of taking on some help and getting in lads, etc. And then I say to them, what hours are you doing each week? Oh, well, I'm generally at the first job by about 9ish, and then I'm knocking off by about 1:30, 2 o'clock. But, I'm getting busy now. Well, no, you're not. If you're turning up at the first job at 9ish and you're knocking off by 1:30, 2 o'clock, you're nowhere near a place where you need to be considering hiring an employee. You're in a place where you want to keep pottering along and keep building up your work and building up your work. When you're having to turn up at a first job, I mean, in the domestic world, we'll never turn up before 7:30 in the morning because obviously don't want to upset too many people. But when you turn up at the first job at 7:30 in the morning and you're not rolling in until 6:30, 7 of an evening, and you're flat out all day long, Monday to Friday without a lunch break, and doing some top-ups on a Saturday, now's the time to consider getting in that employee, getting in that helper to help you out. Now you've got too much work to handle. You need to shave back 3 to 4 hours a day. Well, that 3 to 4 hours a day sooner or later tops up to 20 hours a week. So there's instantly 2.5 to 3 days a week for an employee to start out on, even part-time. And that's my advice on the way to do it. When you can physically no longer cope with your workload, that's when it's time to get an employee in. As for paying them, like they've always said, you pay peanuts, you get monkeys. And pure and simple, if you want to pay them minimum wage, because that's all they's entitled to this Saturday, think of how you want to be treated. Think of how you want to be looked after. But basically put yourselves in their shoes. If you're gonna, drive them like a dog and pay them sod all, well, what's the incentive for them to do a good job, to stick around, so on and so forth? There isn't any. So you've got to pay them a fair wage, an honest wage, starting out. It doesn't have to be £100 an hour. Lads starting out with us start off at £8 an hour, and then after 2 to 3 months, everything going well and good, the money goes up. Then we introduce bonus schemes as well for completing job sheets throughout the day, for signing up more customers throughout the day, for getting no complaints throughout the month, so on and so forth. So they end up earning some pretty reasonable money around here. But in exchange, they do a lot of work, and they do a lot of good work, and that's the key. When it comes to our staff, they are all on the books, no exceptions. Everybody is accounted for, everybody is on the books, everybody goes through payroll, no casual labour whatsoever. I had to do a touch-up on a job I did last year on a roof out in Lincoln last year. And I don't currently have the equipment for roof cleaning, so I called a colleague of ours a little south of us, Dave, who does, and said, Dave, jump in, come help us out please, mate. And which he did. He come over in his van, picked us up, drove us out there, helped us out with the job. Cracking job. We was done in a couple of hours. It was only a little touch up, and then that was it. But Dave wasn't a casual employee. Dave has his own business, so Dave has invoiced us for the work that he's done for the day. So now he will get paid for that, and as you see, it's all through the book, so I can account for where I spent that money. Not only that, Dave can account for where he got the money, so it's all straight on the accounts. People go, oh yeah, well then I've got to deal with tax and national insurance and pensions, etc. And that's just part of the business. That's just business life. But you're not the one calculating it. You're not the one doing it. When you're at this stage, you should have an accountant. If you've got an accountant, talk to them about payroll. A lot of the good software packages like QuickBooks, etc. will do payroll for you. So that will calculate exactly what the tax deductions for your employees are, exactly what the national insurance contributions for your employees are, and if you have a pension plan in place for them, exactly what the pension deductions are for that. But anyway, I hope you found some useful tips in this. I hope you found some good advice in there. Any comments, guys, please feel free to drop them in the box below, comments or questions. If you like what we do, don't forget to subscribe. Also, check out the other channels. If you go to our homepage on our channel, there's some other great window cleaning advice out there. Squeaky Clean Dave, AE Macintosh and others, channels that we enjoy watching, so hopefully you'll enjoy watching them too. But do take a look at those, and apart from that, have a great week. Talk to you all soon. Thanks for watching.